Good morning, children. Mahalakshmi here, your social science teacher. Today, I am going to start with your third term lessons of social science. The first history lesson is New Religious Ideas and Movements. The learning objectives of this lesson is devotional movement of Alvas and Nayanmars, Advaita philosophy of Adi Shankara and Vishishta Advaita of Ramanuja, Bhakti cult in northern India and its prominent exponents, interactions between Hinduism and Islam leading to the birth of new cults, notably Sufism, teachings of Kabir and Guru Nanak, impact of Bhakti movement. Introduction. In medieval India, it is believed that one does not have to go to temples or perform rituals, as God is omnipresent and resides inside every human. The Bhagavad Gita proposed the path of Bhakti Marga, the path of Bhakti, which is superior to the other two religious approaches like the path of knowledge, that is Jnana, and the path of rituals and good works, karma. In this, what they are telling is the bhakti you should have. You should believe on the bhakti, which is much more better than the path of knowledge and the path of the good work. So you should believe on it. Believe on the God you pray. Sufis believe that realization of God can be achieved only through passionate devotion to God and intense meditation. Sufis were of the view that this type of meditation would enable the devotee to understand the true nature of God. They say you just keep on praying and believe on one God and give lot of meditation to it so that you can reach God. This is what their way of thinking is. They argued that doing so would liberate the devotee from all worldly bonds and help them become one with God. If you do all this type of meditation, believing everything and all, then you are also becoming one next to the God. This is how they were going on preaching. Who? Sufis. There were several religious movements in both Hinduism and Islam, and they had no hesitation to freely include elements of different faiths in their teachings. At last, there is only one God, though Hindus and Muslims call him by different names, call the God by different names. Now, devotional movements in Tamilagam, Alvas and Nayanmars. The Alvas, the Vaishnavite Bhakti sages and the originators of Bhakti cult, and the Nayanmars, the worshippers of Shiva or the Saivites. Vishnu Bhakti or Vaishnavism is based on Vishnu's avatars known as Krishna and Rama. Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara, also known as Shankaracharya, preached the Advaita philosophy. The essence of this philosophy is that the soul unites with the universal soul through the attainment of knowledge. Soul means our Atma. Universal soul means Brahma. Through knowledge we can reach them. He set up mutts, that is center of learning and worship, at Badrinath, Puri, Dwarka and Sringeri. These places become very prominent pilgrim centers today. Shankara endeavored to restore the orthodox Vedic tradition without paying attention to the Bhakti movement of his time. His masterpiece is the commentary of the Brahma Sutra, which is a fundamental text of the Vedanta school. Upanishads are also considered equally important. Ramanuja. Ramanuja, 11th century Vaishnava saint, was the most influential thinker of Vaishnavism. His philosophy, known as Vishishta Advaita, proclaims that the soul retains its identity even after uniting with Brahma. Ramanuja settled in Srirangam. He established centers to spread his doctrine of devotion, Sri Vaishnavism, to God Vishnu and his consort Lakshmi. Bhakti movement in North India. Dealing with the religious movement, one has to keep in mind the two very different attitudes which Hindu religious leaders had towards Islam. Kabir and Guru Nanak accepted what was best in Islam, while the movement in Bengal, associated with Chaitanya Deva or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, adopted a few elements but prevented conversion to Islam. Exponents of Bhakti movement. It was Ramananda who spread the Bhakti ideology in North India and became a mass movement. Vallabhacharya, a Telugu philosopher, built a temple for Lord Krishna on the Govardhan hills near Mathura. Surdas, a blind poet and musician, was also associated with this temple. His famous collection of poetry is called Sursagar. Mirabai, wife of the crown prince of Mewar, was an ardent devotee of Lord Krishna. She was a disciple of Ravidas. Mirabai gained popularity through her bhajans. Chaitanya Dev popularized Krishna worship through ecstatic song and dancing that had a profound effect on Vaishnavism in Bengal. Sufism in India. Sufism adopted many native Indian concepts such as yogic postures, music and dance. Sufism found among both Muslims and Hindus. Sufis in medieval India were divided into three major orders. They were Chishti, Suravardi and Firdosi. Moinuddin Chishti made Christi order popular in India. The best known Sufi sage of the medieval period was Nizamuddin Auliya of the Chishti order, who had a large number of followers among the ruling class in Delhi. Poet Amir Khusro was one of his distinguished followers. Kabir. As a Muslim, Kabir came under the influence of Varanasi-based Saint Ramananda. He accepted some Hindu ideas and tried to reconcile Hinduism and Islam. Kabir believed that God is one and formless, even though different religious sects give him different names and forms. He opposed discrimination on the basis of religion, caste, and wealth. He also condemned meaningless rituals. Kabir's verses were composed in Bhojpuri language mixed with Urdu. Kabir's Granthavalli and Bijak contains collection of Kabir's verses. Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak, born in a village near Lahore in 1469, showed interest in religious discussions with other saints right from his early childhood. But his parents were very keen to involve him in worldly life. But he inclined towards spiritualism and he visited many holy places and finally settled in Kartarpur near Lahore. Guru Nanak's teachings. Guru Nanak preached that God is without form and wanted his followers to practice meditation upon the name of God for peace and ultimate salvation. He is considered the first Guru by the Sikhs. The teachings of Guru Nanak form the basis of Sikhism. He and his successors' teachings are collected in the Guru Granth Sahib, which is the holy book of the Sikhs. Guru Nanak's teachings were spread through the group singing of hymns called Kirtan. The devotees gathered in dharmashalas, which became gurudwaras. At the time of Guru Gobind Singh, a Sikh Guru, the custom of Pahul, baptism by sweetened water stirred with a dagger, was introduced. Those who got baptized became members of the disciplined brotherhood known as Khalsa, meaning the pure. The men were given the title Singh, means lion. Every member of the Khalsa had to have 5 distinctive things on his person. These were Kesh, uncut hair, Khanga, comb, Kirpan, dagar, Kada, steel bangle, and Kachera, underpants. After Guru Gobind Singh, the holy book Guru Granth Sahib is considered the Guru and its message is spread by the Khalsa.